So we need to go ahead and talk about this whole situation involved Milagro Gramz, who recently got sued again, but this time from a different party. The plaintiff contends that Cooper made false and damaging statements publicly, resulting in reputational harm and emotional distress. The suit further claims that such actions were willful and malicious, warranting compensatory and punitive damages. The plaintiff is requesting relief in the form of monetary damages, court costs, and any additional relief deemed appropriate by the court. And supposedly this guy right here, Antonio Tollfree, who is suing Milagro, was recently deposed in a Megan Thee Stallion case. Now, after this news broke, Milagro did go on a live stream for over 2.5 hours on Twitch. If y'all want to go see the whole thing, I will have a link in the description box below, where she kind of went through a lot of different details, did a lot of unpacking, revealing text messages, going over certain details of events, certain people that, you know, was pushing forward with certain allegations. You had allegations of some type of essay that was happening. You had allegations of people feeling like that they were being recorded without their consent, even though she revealed in the live stream basically that the parties involved, everybody there, could not be at her event for the fans called Camp Mob if they didn't want to be on camera. And hell, even after certain situations played out the way that they did, Milagro still was like, yo, you sure you want me to leave some of this in there? And the people involved said, yeah, we don't care. They consented to it. And she was kind of going over, you know, the details of her event called Camp Mob, where she does this type of meet and greet for the fans, have a nice itinerary set up for everybody to do, take part in, and this, that, and the third, get to know each other a little bit more. But part of it that was kind of weird was you had certain people that was there that would either be disruptive, and one of which had to get kicked out of a freaking Airbnb. If I'm not mistaken, the same person got kicked out of a freaking winery because they didn't know how to act and didn't dress appropriately. But you had a small group of people that was there getting lit, like getting drunk, partying hard. You had certain people talking about doing other drugs like shrooms and coke, not Pepsi. And there was even talks of trains being ran all along the choo-choo tracks at a hotel. It's one of those things that because this Camp Mob event is tied to Milagro, people just feel like that they have to latch her name onto it, despite her not really being involved in it directly. Even though the people involved are going to the Camp Mob event, it still don't directly involve Milagro herself. And basically the gist of everything that was recorded on camera was kind of like, in a roundabout way, their own version of what you would call or look at as real world. Now, part of which that is included in this whole thing is what seems to be a consensual act between two drunk and consenting adults, where two people sneak off into a bedroom and some noises were made behind the scenes, and people kind of were able to put two and two together. People were bumping uglies. But due to everything being recorded, and thanks to Milagro for showing all this, by the way, now after this little brief summary I gave, I can't really help but look and think that this whole lawsuit just screams malarkey, bogus, and malicious. It's involving Milagro in things that really didn't involve her directly, that people are going to try to use this whole thing and try to paint Milagro and her fans and this event called Camp Mob as something that's very awful and malicious and downright nasty. But this whole thing comes to show why it's so important to keep a record of everything you do and keep everything documented, your I's dotted and T's crossed, especially when it comes to cases like this. People gonna literally sit all over Twitter and the rest of the internet try to paint her fans as a group of diddlers when in fact they're not. It's just a mere fraction of everybody that did show up at her own event. If turning up, having fun, and having a good time was all part of the itinerary, then that's fine. But I could see it being problematic if it just starts off innocent, like, oh, we just want to turn up and have fun. So much so to where somebody tries to turn up the party and go a little bit overboard with the turn up, if you know what I mean, and starts bringing out drugs and starts talking about running trains on motherfuckers. Like, go over there with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, get up out of here. And look, if you host a meet and greet, if somebody wants to get fucked, if somebody wants to, you know, hook up at the meet and greet, that's all well and good. Just make damn sure everybody consented to the fucking train, okay? And have documentation. And when I say that, I mean to people involved in this whole thing, and they're not trying to say something happened that didn't. But all in all, there's going to be some people who's going to be against Milagro. There's going to be people who are praying on her downfall, and there's going to be people who say, well, everybody ought to come out and sue her out the wazoo because she just gives her opinion on other things. But at this point, I'll keep on saying this till I'm blue in the face. Lawsuits need to be regulated because it's just so baffling to me how many lawsuits come out over nearly anything and everything. Like, why can't we get to the point where lawsuits get regulated to where there's a checks and balances system to where, oh, if you want to pursue some type of lawsuit involving SA allegations or somebody filming you without your consent, there's a way to go about it to where not even the law firms legally could take on the case if it is frivolous. Now, people could look at it and people could look at that as suggesting, like, why would you want some type of government oversight of lawsuits? But these lawsuits are getting out of hand. But all in all, this whole situation is a wild mess. But y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Till next time, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.